So instead of worrying about the bits that you don't know, just focus on the bits that you do know. You know how to drive a car, and in the same way, you know how to do hypnotherapy. All you're doing is you're adding into a skill set something extra. And once you start to become comfortable with it, just like driving that automatic car, it'll seem after a short amount of time as though you've been doing it for years. Sometimes online is even better for them as well. And I think we need to realize that some of this is going to be what works best for the client. This lady was very late starting class because her laptop had just gone into one of those long, laborious updates. So again, it's useful. Turn your computer on a good hour before you need it so that any updates are out of the way. If you can, and if you work online a lot, have a spare laptop or another way of working. All of this being prepared isn't really thinking about the negatives. It's preparing you for a positive outcome. You're going to be more confident if you know that you've got backup rather than if you're thinking, oh dear, what happens if something goes wrong? So mindset, being prepared is really important. Understanding how Zoom works. So rather than with my clients, I don't give them a lecture on what hypnosis is. Mm-hmm. I ask them what their expectations are, and then I will dispel any unhelpful myths, and I will work with the myths that are helpful in them achieving their goals. Because why would I want to tell a client, well, you're wrong. No, it isn't that. I may not always agree with a client's goals. I may not always agree with the client's mindset. But that isn't, I'm not living that client's life. As long as the client believes that they can have an effective session towards their goals, towards alleviating their symptoms or whatever it is that they're working on, then that's what's important. And to some extent, if as a therapist you absolutely don't believe that you can work effectively online, then don't. Most clients get a better auditory experience when they're online. They're either wearing headphones like yours, or they've got really lovely speakers. They've been able to adjust it so that it's just right for those. And this is really important for clients who are hard of hearing. And in fact, for some clients who are hard of hearing, online is a significantly better experience for them. Do I do a video or do I do a recording? I don't. However, I do know of some of our graduates and some colleagues who have a general information video that they have perhaps on YouTube that they link to. And this is very positive, very general. It's dispelling myths in a positive way rather than giving people a list of what hypnosis isn't. Because if you give people a list of what hypnosis isn't, you might be introducing myths they hadn't even thought of yet. So keeping it very positive. What you can do if you have that is then at that initial consultation point, or even have a link on your website and say to prospective clients, have a look at this. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a chat about that when we meet up. And it can be good to give them a very general starting point. But for me, that intake, that pre-talk is a two-way discussion. So I'm not really fond of just lecturing to the client. I want to find out what they know, what they expect, so that I can frame what I'm going to do with them in a way that meets their reality.
Wasn't that absolutely fantastic? I'm sure that you found a lot of information in this very short video you just saw, maybe like 4 or 5, 6 minutes, however long it was. But that is not all. You can have access to the entire presentation of this amazing speaker, plus 40 more other presentations and speakers, and you can have access for life. You can have access to the video recording, to the audio recording, to the swipe files, to the transcripts, to all of the bonuses and the special gifts that all of the speakers and presenters and also the organizers are offering in the Premium Pass package. So if you like this, if you want more, make sure to sign up below for the Premium Pass and have lifetime access to everything. I'm sure it'll be one of the best investments you've ever made in your life, in yourself, in your practice, in your health, and also with